Today on Rock the Park.
There we go!
We're headed down east.
Just miles and miles of the beautiful Maine coast.
We are definitely getting high up.
To where the mountains meet the sea.
Oh, I see one!
And making a few friends along the way.
Whoa, big jellyfish! Whoa! Oh,
And then I start to see fins.
oh yeah!
And it all starts right now.
Woo!
I'm Jack Stewart. And I'm Colton Smith. We've been buddies for years, and we love exploring the national parks. It's all about packing up a car and just doing it, just hitting the road. Our goal is to visit every national park in this country. And when you go off the beaten path like we do, there's no telling what will happen next. Get set to rock the park.
We're standing on the highest point on the east coast of the United States, Cadillac Mountain in Acadia National Park.
This place has got it all. It's got woods, mountains, lakes, and of course, the ocean.
Acadia also takes the prize as one of the most dog-friendly parks in the country. And because my pup couldn't make the long trip, we decided to bring along a new friend.
So I want you to meet our tour guide here. This is Scarlett.
Scarlett is a rescue dog. Her owner, Beverly Bono, adopted her from a shelter when she was about 4, giving her a second chance at life.
Now, one of the great things about Scarlett is she's got a lot more experience hiking around these parks than we do.
Yeah, I think she's got some big plans.
Acadia National Park is roughly 50 miles southeast of Bangor and covers most of Mount Desert Island, the largest island off the coast of Maine. It became a park in 1916 and was the first one established east of the Mississippi. Each year, 2.5 million visitors come to check out the rocky cliffs, winding roads, and 120 miles of trails.
Good girl.
And today, that includes us. But first, we have a little drive ahead of us.
All right, put this over your head.
Good girl.
Let's see, can we get your paw? Oh, wow.
She knows.
Done this a few times.
There we go.
Good girl.
All right, let's get you in the car.
A dog's safety harness is just as important as seatbelts are for humans.
Is that? You're set to go.
The 27-mile Park Loop Road circles around the coast and through the woods in the park.
Oh, we got deer. Oh, wow. Scarlett, look at that.
A lot of white-tailed deer here in Acadia.
They feed on the grasses and tree buds here in the forest. Only male deer, called bucks, grow antlers, which they use to spar with during mating season. And they aren't the only ones.
Maine has got the highest population of moose in the United States outside of Alaska.
An estimated 75,000 moose live here in Maine. If you're lucky enough to see one, keep your distance. A mature bull moose weighs in at a hefty 1,000 pounds or more, and they're not afraid to throw it around if they feel threatened.
All right, so we're on our way to the Great Head Trail, and this is gonna be a nice hike because we're gonna get some amazing views of the woodland coastline, but also we're gonna get to see the ocean a bit today.
Yeah, and it's a great hike to bring Scarlett on.
Great Head Trail is one of many hikes dogs can do in the park. Here, more than 100 miles of trails are open to pets.
Right. Okay, you ready to be our tour guide?
All right,
All set?
let's go.
All right, lead the way. We're following you. We're following you.
Dogs in the park need to be on a leash no longer than 6 feet. It's safer for them and for wildlife. Although they are somewhat rare, there are black bears on Mount Desert Island, and the last thing you or your friend want is to startle a bear.
We're starting at Sand Beach, which is one of the most popular spots in the park.
In a state known for its rugged, rocky coastline, this beach is unusual.
It was formed by the rushing surf just pounding against the shoreline and creating this fine sand of shell fragments. Okay, looks like our trail is just right up here.
Okay. This is a great hike for everyone. It's only 1.7 miles round trip, and it's nice and moderate.
This oceanside hike winds its way through evergreen forest, and it's a little bit of a climb to get to the top of the cliffs.
Scarlett's doing pretty good at navigating this terrain. It's kind of a little scramble going on here, and she's hopping right along. Nice.
There you go. That's pretty good.
Whoa. Oh, man.
Nice. It's amazing how you can just be walking through the woods and then walk right out onto a rock like this and it all opens up. Hey, Scarlett, check it out.
Soak in the view. Look at the view. No, look this way.
Scarlett seems more interested in what's rustling in the bushes. There's lots of little critters around here, including American minks, which are short-legged weasel-like animals with long bushy tails. Like skunks, minks will spray a foul-smelling liquid whenever they feel threatened. Another good reason to keep your dog close by your side.
Scarlett, you want some water?
It's definitely important when you're going out hiking with your dog that you bring water because, you know, we get thirsty out here and we drink a lot of water. They're no different.
So far, we've climbed about 100 vertical feet from the beach, and we've got another 45 to go to reach the top of the Great Head Peninsula.
It's so awesome to be able to go out with a dog on this trail. They're just so much fun to be with. She's smelling things, looking everywhere at all the mountains and the ocean, and it kind of brings you a little energy. Pretty high up.
Oh, all right. Not a bad destination.
Yeah, this is it, the Great Head.
Good girl. Look at that view. Isn't that cool? Of course, this is your home. You're used to this, but we're not. I think oftentimes when we're at such incredible places like these parks, it's easy to take for granted. And you look at her being a rescue dog who had a crazy life, and then now look where she gets to be.
Hanging out with Scarlett has been a great reminder to appreciate all that we have and the beauty that surrounds us. And we've definitely got more to explore.
Straight ahead of you. Sam, we got a bunch of them. Oh, man! There's a whole pod of them.
We're in Acadia National Park on the coast of Maine, about to explore Frenchman Bay.
We are going out on some sea kayaks to check out the Porcupine Islands and hopefully spot some wildlife.
Frenchman Bay is a deep water inlet that lies between the mainland and Mount Desert Island. These sheltered waters are a haven for wildlife and also active fishing and lobstering grounds.
So there's a bunch of different wildlife out here. We know we're going to be looking for seals, porpoises, and tons of jellyfish. But one thing that's pretty hard to miss are humpback whales. They're known to travel through here right about at this time.
Humpback whales come to feed in these rich coastal waters every summer. They eat up to 5,000 pounds of plankton, krill, and fish a day, which makes sense when you grow to be 50 tons. Humpbacks are the most acrobatic of all whales, making them the most fun to watch, whether you're in a kayak or a cruise ship.
So right over here, this is Bar Island. It's one of the Porcupine Islands, and they're named that because of the spruce trees that jet out and look like porcupine quills.
Bar Island got its name from the sandbar that appears during low tide. You can walk across it to explore the island, but you gotta be quick because low tide only lasts about an hour and a half. If you don't pay attention, you could be swimming home.
Now, one thing about Bar Island is deer love this place. They love the vegetation and they love salt, but they can't stay out there because there's no fresh water. So sometimes they'll just make a nice little swim, fill up on grass, then just paddle on back.
White-tailed deer can easily paddle up to 13 miles per hour. The coarse hairs on their top coat are hollow. That keeps them warm and it actually helps them float.
And you also see the birds who will just scavenge the shoreline for crustaceans and all different sorts of things when the tide goes out. It's kind of a little trap for the crustaceans, but it's a buffet for the birds.
Whoa,
big
jellyfish.
Whoa!
Oh, man.
Big guy.
Jeez, you can see the tentacles.
Lion's mane jellyfish are one of the coolest creatures in the ocean, and they are common here in Frenchman Bay because they like cold water. They are the largest jellyfish in the world and one of the longest creatures on Earth. Their tentacles can grow up to 120 feet long. They have no bones, no cartilage, no heart, and no brain, yet they still manage to stalk and eat enough zooplankton and small fish to grow that big. Their sting isn't deadly to humans, but it hurts like crazy, so we won't be sticking our hands in the water.
Look at this, come here.
Is it a big one?
It's a small one, but you can see him just going. I would not want to be snorkeling.
So we're paddling along, and then out of nowhere, this little black head just pops up out of the water.
That's a seal. We got a seal.
Oh, look at him, he's looking at us. Ah, yeah.
He's a curious little guy. It looks like a harbor seal to me.
Yeah, he's definitely a harbor seal. There's two types out here, gray seals and harbor seals. It can be difficult to tell them apart, especially when they're in the water. But harbor seals are smaller and have a rounded head with a dog-like face and V-shaped nostrils. Gray seals are much bigger and have an oval head and a more cat-like face with parallel nostrils.
So it's no surprise that our first spot was a harbor seal. They're actually the most common species of seals.
They look like cute, fun, cuddly little playmates, but these guys can get big. They eat up to 17 pounds of food a day and get to about 370 pounds. We want to stay 100 yards away from them for their safety and also our own. If we get too close, we could spook them. And if it happens to be a mama seal with her pup, they could get permanently separated in the panic.
We're about 3 miles out from the coast now, halfway through our paddle, and it's a bit more exposed out here, especially to the big cruise ships and other boats.
Uh-oh. Waves approaching.
Oh no. Oh no. Steady. Here we go. Oh, oh, oh.
So right now we're bearing down on Long Porcupine, which is the largest of the islands out here. It's actually closed half the year and it's due to bird nesting.
The island is a favorite nesting area for bald eagles. They prefer the tall trees here and being close to the water where they can catch fish year-round. Mated eagle pairs build huge nests called eyries that they reuse and continue to add on to year after year. The largest bald eagle eyrie ever measured was 9 feet across, 20 feet deep, and weighed more than 2 tons.
We would not want to disturb any bald eagles. I'd love to see one though.
Oh yeah.
We've been out on the water all day, and it's time to turn around and head back to shore. We're cruising along, and I see something out of the corner of my eye. Oh, it's black, but it doesn't look like another harbor seal. And then I start to see fins. We're in Acadia National Park in Maine, kayaking in Frenchman Bay. We're cruising along, and I see something out of the corner of my eye. Oh, it's black, but it doesn't look like another harbor seal. And then I start to see fins. I saw a porpoise. Sam, we got a bunch of them. Oh, man, there's a whole pod of them.
Where?
They're off in the distance. Wait for them, they're coming.
Oh, I see one.
Oh,
there
yeah,
it is, right there.
Oh, yeah, there's a ton of them.
Oh my gosh, they are close.
Yes, we got porpoises.
This is absolutely incredible. These porpoises are about, 20 yards from our kayaks right now.
Harbor porpoises are shy and a lot more elusive than their better-known cousins, the dolphins. Both dolphins and porpoises are extremely intelligent and have a structure in their foreheads called the melon that they use to generate sonar to navigate underwater. But while dolphins are very chatty and have a long beak and a hooked dorsal fin, porpoises are quiet with a more snub-nosed, rounded head and a triangular fin. We're less than a mile from shore, almost done with our paddle. But Frenchman Bay is clearly not done with us.
Oh, eagle, eagle. We've got a bald eagle. See him?
There he is.
Oh, he's swooping back. Quick. There's nothing more impressive than seeing an eagle tuck its wings and dive down at 50 miles per hour to snatch a fish right out of the ocean.
All right.
Kayaking around the Porcupine Islands has been awesome. But it's time to shake off our sea legs and check out one more vista here in Acadia. We're headed to one of the tallest peaks in the park, Champlain Mountain.
All right, we're here for the most epic hike they have here in Acadia. And it's not as much of a hike as it is a climb. We're going up there.
Yeah, today we're gonna be hiking the Precipice Trail. Now, we've got a little elevation gain, but what makes this route so fun
or the obstacles.
All right, shall we?
We shall.
This thing's not gonna climb itself.
No, it will not.
So to start off the trail, we're working our way through the forest. It's basically 0.8 miles straight up this cliffside.
This first little climb here is called the Intimidator Obstacle. If you have any trouble with these rungs, it's a good idea to turn around and pick another hike.
Nice little one to get us warmed up.
Oh yeah.
So this is pretty awesome. As we're climbing up, we gaze up on the rock ledge and we see a peregrine falcon, a nest, and a little tiny fledgling.
It's pretty crazy. These are some of the fastest creatures on this earth. When they're in dive mode, they make the sprint of a cheetah look like me on the way to get a root canal.
Yeah. When they dive, they can get up to 240 miles an hour. Peregrine falcons typically prey on other birds and hunt from above, swooping in and snatching their meal right out of the air.
So we turn this corner and you've got this wooden bridge that goes over this little gap between the cliffs. You can see how something like this really opens up this trail to tons of different people.
If this wasn't here, I mean, you'd be looking at a straight up rock climb.
Yeah. It's amazing to me how slick this granite is.
Yeah. The mountains here in Acadia have been scoured by glaciers and weathered smooth over time. Fortunately, the Park Service has installed rails and handholds to keep hikers safe. Seeing these rungs is pretty interesting. They are cemented onto the granite rock. A lot of work went into this mile hike. Imagine climbing this thing with a backpack full of iron.
Oh yeah.
Right, you ready?
See that?
I do. Here we go. This is a steep cliff. I'm just grabbing out and trying to catch a handrail and then have to lean up and grab a rung. Meanwhile, I have my feet on a ladder. This is craziness.
It just keeps going and going.
This one's a little wobbly.
Oh boy.
Be careful. So we come up a ladder and we're looking at this ledge and it drops off a ton on the right. So we definitely got some exposure here.
We are definitely getting high up. Right now, the trail is just a foot or two across with a drop-off of a few hundred feet on one side.
The most important thing on trails like this is just to watch where you're putting your hands and feet. Use the rungs. Make sure that you're keeping as close to the cliff side and not to the edge as humanly possible.
We are almost at the top of this thing, and we've got one last section, and it is just a maze. Just kind of keeps going and going. We're in Acadia National Park climbing the sheer Precipice Trail. We are almost at the top of this thing, and we've got one last section, and it is just a maze. Just kind of keeps going and going. All right, all right.
Oh, this looks like it's gotta be it. Final stretch. All right, this is it.
Oh man, look at that.
Woo! All right. That was a fun trail.
Yeah.
It brings me back to the days at the jungle gym, you know, climbing the monkey bars and all that. Who doesn't love that?
Takes a lot of effort to create something like that, you know, between the boulders and putting in all those rungs, and it's worth it.
It's crazy how you can see all the different islands, but then even beyond, where it just goes into nothing but pure blue.
Just miles and miles of the beautiful Maine coast. That is what makes Acadia so unique. It's a place for a four-legged friend. It's also a place for somebody just cruising by. But then you also see endangered animals. You see gray seals, rare birds like the peregrine falcon, and it's a place that teaches you you can have both worlds. Man and nature can exist next to each other. It's just about having a healthy balance and understanding of one another. Acadia National Park is a place where sea and mountain meet, and with the right preparation, you can enjoy both.
Hey, remember, if we can do it,
So can you.
So the next chance you get, go out and rock the park.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.